Welcome back to Around the Oaks, episode 3.
Episode 3. Yeah. It's exciting.
It's crazy to think we made it this long when
we
weren't
made
sure
it to 3.
Making it to number 2.
Yeah. Can I say, just kind of interrupt real quick? Yeah. You know, we have, tens and tens of followers on this. And we love every one of them. Some of them have complained a little bit, though, Travis.
I haven't heard any complaints.
No, I've heard one. I've heard one complaint about the podcast, and it's this. It's this being a big blank wall, looks very institutional. And so I just want people to know that hopefully by the next time we record, there'll be some pictures. I got them just right over there that I need to get up on the wall, and it's going to look a little bit more interesting back here than just this big white space.
Then how about we put up a challenge? Draw us a picture for the background.
Oh, yes. Yes, we can do that. If you give us some artwork, we will put it behind us. And
doesn't matter
you can
if you've
enjoy
got art
seeing
skills
your
of
artwork.
A first grader. We'd love to see them.
Yeah.
So send them in. All right, let's kick off the episode with an icebreaker.
Okay.
Would you rather be super early or slightly late? And for time frames, I'm going to say about half hour, 20 minutes for early and like 5 minutes for late.
So, Fred Shepard, everybody. Bye, Fred. You're fine. That's what we get here. Fred Shepard, our secretary right now.
Stand-in secretary.
Stand-in secretary. Okay, so the question is...
Would you rather be super early or slightly late?
So not super late, slightly
late.
And not slightly early, but
nope,
super early. Oof. Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'd rather be early. I mean, what you can do is just pull out one of these, your phone, which probably looks like a black void to this camera, but...
Yeah.
And just wait.
And you are consistently early.
I try to be.
I have not experienced you ever late.
There's times where I'm late, but it's not because I can transport myself there. So
yeah, I mean, this is significant because you usually rely on others to kind of take you around. You're still wanting to get your driver's license, so
they'll try.
Okay, for me, gosh, that's a tough one. I'm going to. I have a lot of experience with being slightly late. More experience being slightly late than I do being super early, mainly because just my wife and I, with our pattern of when we kind of get going and get out of the house, we tend to be slightly late rather than super early. So I have more experience with it. I'm more comfortable with it. It's kind of nice to come in and things are already in full swing. You
don't have to wait around.
As long as you're not super late and it's gotten to the point of being rude, then you're more fashionably late.
Okay.
There you go.
So why don't you tell us about who we interviewed this episode?
I am so excited. We are going to have here on the couch with us Stefano Canevari. He has been an exchange student from Milan, Italy, who has been a part of our congregation. His host family, the Martins, have brought him every single time that they're in worship. He's been a part of the youth group, and it has been so cool to get to know him. Sadly, though, this Sunday is his last Sunday with us. He's heading back to Italy next week, and so I thought it would be cool to bring him in here. And a lot of people probably didn't get a chance to hear his story, how interesting he is. He really loves philosophy. He's also a musician. He's a great athlete. He played for the West Orange High School. He participated on the swim team and the water-polo team and did very well in both of those things. So I just thought it'd be cool to have him on.
And he's been with us since August, so it feels like losing a member of our church family.
It really does.
Sad.
Yeah, I'm sad to see him go. He's a great guy.
Welcome back to Around the Oaks, episode 3.
Can you believe we made it to 3 episodes?
This is not a welcome back. Welcome, Stefano.
Hi.
So, why are you here?
Just having fun. No. No, so what I did is that, for more or less my entire life, I've been really interested in the United States and everything, especially because it's even in Italy, it's a big part of our culture. Like even in TV and stuff, we
Yep.
see a lot of references to the United States, movies,
Yeah.
music. So I was really curious about this. So in my school, in general in Italy, there's this program called exchange year that you usually do during your junior year, where you can choose the country you want to go to. So it could be like even United States or even like Japan or England. So I chose to go to the United States, and now I'm here.
And you're coming here from Italy.
Yeah,
Where at in Italy?
Milan, the northern part.
That's a big city.
Yeah. It's like, in fact, it's so big. In the fact is that it's very different from the rest of Italy. That sometimes I just don't even consider it like part of Italy. Like you can see the people from Milan, and then someone that is like from Rome or even other cities, and they're just extremely different. By the way, because I think that it's a very international city, Milan, especially because it's one of the capitals of fashion and stuff. So we have a lot of people from other countries come here to work and stuff, and just it's a very big mixture of cultures and everything.
Very, I mean, cosmopolitan fashion, music, the arts, all a big part of Milan, but also business too. I mean, it's, it's a
like
booming town.
It's like the capital of business in Italy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Milan and Rome, but more Milan.
Gotcha.
So you're completing your junior year here
Yeah,
at school at West Orange.
exactly.
During your time in the U.S., have you done anything fun?
So I've joined the school's swim team, water-polo team.
Swimming and water polo.
Yeah.
Yep. You lettered too. I mean, you were.
Yeah,
like,
that's why it was very cool. Like I liked everything about that, especially because in Italy, like our schools are just focused on academics. Like they have no sports, no schools team and stuff. They just
Oh
don't care about that.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we generally just do club, and especially because of the reason, like here school is like 7 periods, and it has like around 2:20, 2:30. In Italy instead, we do 6 days of school, and like our school time is like from 8 to 12 or 1. So then in the afternoon we can do more or less.
Oh,
what we need to
okay.
do. Yeah.
So 6 days, but much shorter days.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that works out to about the same times.
Yeah. I would guess so.
Yeah, because like the school that I go to, like in Italy, there are different types of schools. Since we don't really get to choose our subject, we just like choose the type of school that has certain subjects. Each school has a different school time. Like my type of school, we go to school even on on Saturdays. Like other school, they have a longer school time, but it just go 5 days. So.
What's it been like living with the Martins? So you have been with Brian and Jenny and the kids, you know. So what's that been like living with this family for almost a year?
I just think that they're honestly a wonderful family.
100% wonderful.
Yeah, really. In every aspect. Like if I want to think like the example of the family, like I'm probably gonna think about them. I just think that.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
When you think about family, you're going to think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Were your two siblings, are they older than you?
No, they're younger.
They're younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're pretty experienced being the older.
No, because like in my family, I'm the younger. I have an older brother. Is like 2 years.
Oh,
older.
you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So passing from the youngest to the oldest is like a big jump. I just had to get used to it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too hard. I mean.
Yeah. So Jack and Kate, been good?
Yeah.
Little brother, little sister? Yeah. Yeah. What are some top highlights of your time in the U.S.? Give me about 3 or 4 of your biggest memories you're taking away from being here.
I'd say the entire water-polo experience. Then going to Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Really.
What did you like about Boston?
I more or less loved everything, even the weather. Like it was like 35 degrees when we went there. It was snowing more or less all the time.
Yeah.
But I just loved it because in general, like, I just love snow. So.
You like snow?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they sent you to Florida.
They did.
Yeah. That didn't work so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Boston, yeah, they got snow there.
Yeah, even the architectural style. Museums
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
I just loved it, really.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Boston and what?
Boston, and I went skiing for the first time in my entire life.
Snow skiing.
Yeah.
Did you do water skiing too, or just snow skiing?
No, just no skiing.
Water. Okay.
Very cool.
Okay.
And what else?
You can go skiing in northern Italy.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we never did that. Why?
You never did. You had to come all the way to
my
the.
parents tried it once, But my father almost broke his leg. Same thing with my mother. So they just got, they just got traumatized by it. So we
that shut that down.
And then the fourth, I say, in general, my school experience here.
Okay.
I say, yeah.
Good academic experience. You feel like you didn't miss anything being here in the States?
I honestly think I missed a lot, especially because like in Italy we are very. Let's say it's very different because like in Italy, if we want to compare like school in Italy and school here, it's very different because school in Italy is much harder. Even for the tests, quizzes, like we don't really have that. Like here, quizzes are more or less just choose the right answer between A, B, C, and D. While in Italy, just like every answer you have to give is like writing a mini essay stuff.
Okay.
Then we even have like oral tests when we have to speak and we more or less get interviewed by our teacher. We have to like more or less memorize.
Oh, yeah.
And, so it has to get in our heads, and then we have to repeat it and explain it. So we have that part. It's very stressful, honestly. But I mean, it works because it actually forms us. Even like if we want to like work in certain environments, we have to learn to speak and to talk under pressure. So it's a very good way to train that skill. And then, I mean, like here at school, we use laptops and stuff. We don't do that in Italy. Like every day we have to go to school with like 30 pounds of books in our bags.
No lockers in Italy.
No lockers.
No, man.
But I mean, like here, I've never actually had to use one. I don't even take me one, so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have to use one because I just had to bring like my laptop. And my bag, so.
Now, you really like philosophy. You and I have talked about this a little bit because I was a philosophy major in college, but philosophy doesn't tend to come up on the high school level. Have you sort of missed out on being able to keep your studies up with philosophy? Have you just been kind of doing some reading on the side, or did you actually get some good training at high school here in the States?
Here, what I did was, instead of doing philosophy, like the closest thing to philosophy was anthropology. So I more or less did that.
Yeah.
But instead of studying like the basis of anthropology, like theory and stuff, we just learn about like specific cases. Like in order to study things like language, just learning, we just watch examples, we watch video, we study even parts of books to study about racism and stuff and religion.
Yeah.
And it was more or less useful because, I mean, the content itself wasn't really that much, but it made me think a lot and actually gave me the certain will to like learn more about that. So I just kept on watching videos and stuff. Like even though I didn't really study a lot of philosophy, I just kept on watching videos about certain stuff, just like I said before, racism and stuff. And it was very useful because it gave me even like it increased my desire to learn more about philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I don't even think that I missed a lot because like the junior year in our school for philosophy, like the most boring part because it's after the Greeks.
Yeah.
And it's right before the Greek philosophers of the 18th and 19th century.
The Enlightenment philosophers.
Yeah, we would like this year where my classmates in Italy studied was like the Christian Catholic philosophers.
Yes.
Like
Aquinas.
Saint Augustine, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, we better not get too far down this road because we will lose people fast. But I remember when you told me that, and I was going, oh no, I hope he doesn't feel like he's in a dry period of his interest with this because it just is not a subject that's taught in American high schools. I think it should, but
I think that's
it often doesn't. But it's good to hear that you kept it going.
Mm. Yeah, because I just love it, honestly. Like I thought about even doing that during university. But then I thought, if I study philosophy, what are my options? I could teach that. No, because I don't really like the idea of being a teacher.
You could become...
Yeah,
we'll talk more. There's options.
Okay.
Yeah. You could be like me. Look at me now.
I thought about it. I honestly thought about that.
Really? Well, we'll talk more about that then. Before you go.
So this Sunday is your last Sunday with us before returning.
Yeah.
Anything that you missed about Italy that you're looking forward to getting back to?
Yeah. Food.
And that. Like in general, I think that like there's not really a specific thing that I missed about Italy. I more or less missed like the entire environment, because especially because I come from a big city, so things are very different. Like here, we live in neighborhoods outside, like Winter Garden is like a small town and everything. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm curious myself. We haven't had a chance to talk a lot about it, but you came to church with the Martins every time they were here. I mean, you joined the youth group. I mean, you were very active at this church. You grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
It's a very Catholic country. What have been the differences you've noticed between your experience growing up in Italy and Christianity here in the States, at least as you've experienced it?
I have to say, like here, religion, I think that is lived in the right way. Let me explain. Because like in Italy, in general, like we're Catholic just because it's part of our culture.
Right.
And we don't really give much importance to religion.
It's what you're born into. It's what
so
your family heritage is.
Yeah, you pray and stuff. I mean, my family doesn't really do that a lot like we used to when I was younger, and used to go like to kindergarten. Kindergarten was owned by the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So I would go with Nas. Nas, honestly, it wasn't really a good experience for me.
No?
But I mean, it was like my first real approach with a Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Like the inside. I mean, it's always an experience. Then, I mean, in general, we don't really live a lot our religion in Italy. There are the people that are extremely religious usually are like old people, so grandfathers, grandmothers.
So
but because they live that period, they actually.
There are some people who are quite religious in Italy. Usually they're older or whatever, but the majority of people, they don't really practice.
Yeah, I mean, they're Catholic because they got baptized, the communion and everything, but they don't pray, they don't go to church. Or if they do, they just do it because it's part of their routine.
So what's it been like in the States?
It's very different, like because you actually live religion in the right way, like you believe in what you preach. If when you pray, you actually pray and believe in the words that you say, and you believe that what you're gonna say when you speak, when you talk to God, He's gonna help, He's gonna give you comfort, everything. So I just think that it's a better way to live religion, and at the same time different, because last time I did that, like I lived religion in that way was when I was like around 6, 7.
Yeah. What have you thought about Oakland Church?
Danger.
Oakland Presbyterian Church. What's that been like?
And okay, so like about your sermons, I think that each sermon was like very interesting. Like even took notes sometimes because what you were saying was really.
I got you to take notes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then even the fact that you always ask us to like take the Bible and see it with our eyes what the Bible actually says. Like I feel more involved. While like when I used to go to church in Italy, it will just be the preacher says stuff that usually is just repeating the same things by reading the Bible, and then just get up, sing, stand down, listen,
kneel. Yeah. What about like the music? Has that been different than what you experienced before?
Okay, so like the church that I used to go was very different from the others, because instead of just like playing with the organs and stuff, they actually had like a band, so guitars, drums. So
really?
It was very different from the other churches. It was actually fun. I even thought about doing band with them, but then like I stopped because I started doing piano like around 7, so I had other stuff.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. Like even they would like ask for kids to like I have no idea how it's called in English. Like when you help the preacher, like carrying stuff like candles, or even giving out the bread during communion.
Yeah.
So.
All right. What do you want to tell the people of Oakland Presbyterian Church, since you're about to head back to Italy, but you've been a part of our church family for almost a year? What's kind of your last message to us?
Let me think. Like, give me 50 seconds, let's say.
Yeah. He's taking this seriously, which I'm glad. Just any way you want to encourage us.
I say that, like, in general, like about life, I say to take risks in general.
Take risk.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do something, it's gonna be something bad, like because you do mistakes and stuff. You're actually gonna have something to complain about, like, oh, I did that, that's terrible. But if you don't do anything, you're just gonna have to like wonder about, what if I did that? What if I had done the other? And it's much more stressful because it's all about what ifs
Yes.
instead of what I did wrong. Because if you do something and you do it good and you do
That's
it bad,
awesome.
then you have something to complain and to think about. But instead, if you don't do anything, you're gonna stay by yourself and just overthink about that, maybe even for years. Like I'm the type of person that overthinks about everything. Like I'm still overthinking about something that I did when I was like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take risks.
You hear that, people? Hit the slopes.
To hit the slopes. I like it. it. Hey, it has been awesome getting to know you, my friends. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds awkward. Let's do it this way. There we go. And having you be a part of our church, honestly, I mean, it seems odd. There really wasn't any exchange students in the churches that I served. You were kind of my first to really get to know. And it's been a delight. I'm hoping someday I'll be in Milan and I can look you up and you can show me around. Yeah. But for the time being, it's been a delight having you.
Thank
You bet.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that was better.
Were there any questions you thought of asking after the fact?
After the talking to,
after talking to Stefano.
I thought he did a great job. I hope, if he talks really fast and he talks with a pretty heavy accent, but I thought I could understand pretty much everything he said. Just, slow it down and pause it if you want to pick something up. He had some really, really great things to say. And I really loved the challenge he gave our church, to take risks and be bold. And if you make mistakes, then you can learn from them. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, we haven't edited yet, so we'll see. But I might add some subtitles and stuff if some of the stuff he says is hard to pick up on a mic.
Okay.
But hopefully not,
Okay.
because that's a lot of work.
If you did that, thank you. If you
Yes.
didn't do it, it's okay. We'll see what happens.
All right. Icebreaker. What is your favorite ice cream flavor and topping?
Oh, the topping is easy. Hot fudge. Hot fudge.
I'd agree.
All day long, hot fudge.
Maybe whipped cream, but
Yeah, and ice cream flavor, I mean, I've always been Rocky Road. Love Rocky Road. How about you?
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks. Okay.
It's chocolate with
Just caramel?
no.
No?
No,
I thought
that's Rocky
caramel.
Road, I believe.
No. There's no caramel on Rocky Road. I thought Moose Tracks had caramel in it.
No, it's chocolate and
Are you Googling Moose Tracks right now?
I am.
Moose Tracks. What is in Moose Tracks? I
Specifically
like
the
Moose
Publix
Tracks too, but I
variety.
thought there was caramel in it.
Let's find out.
Are you sure this is going to tell you what you need to know?
I'd hope so.
Okay. It's taking a long time. So
It
classic
is.
Moose Tracks.
From Publix.
Yes. And what does it say? Does it say anything that's in it? Does it give any description at all?
Vanilla
It has
ice cream with peanut butter, swirls of famous Moose Tracks fudge.
and fudge.
I can't see what's behind that because
Okay.
something decided to pop up.
Okay.
Does not say any caramel.
Does
people.
not say anything about caramel. Okay.
Peanut butter cups and swirls of fudge.
I stand corrected. Yeah. But Moose Tracks is good too. But I'm going with Rocky Road because of the marshmallow.
What's coming up this week?
Okay. Big thing is tomorrow night, which I don't know if the podcast will get out in time.
It'll
for
be
that.
out Thursday. So
Okay,
it's the
so-
day after.
Yesterday, we had VPK graduation, and we have this great group of kids that are moving on from the Oakland Presbyterian preschool. It has been a fantastic year. I think Lori deserves a lot of credit because, once again, it started under the cloud of COVID a little bit, but the school was full. We had great teachers, and now we have Johan, who is getting ready to take over as the director in July. Lori will be with us through June, and I think we're going to bring him on to our next podcast episode. if
So
we
stay
can.
tuned for that one.
Yep. So VPK graduation, that's always a big deal.
It's happening this week. Yesterday, if you joined us, you heard a lot of fun Disney music to accompany you, waiting on the kids to be ready for their graduation. And it was a great ceremony. And we're also talking about what's coming up after this month.
Talk about
Summer
summer
camps.
camps. Yes.
So we've got a new summer camp, not new to the church, but new to our list. And that's coming up in June. It's the earliest one that we're listing out. That is June 20th to the 24th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the ages of about 8 to 12. and it's a sewing camp.
Sewing camp.
So the kids are going to be learning about how to sew, attaching buttons to clothing.
Carol Jackson is an incredible artisan, and she's also a really great teacher. And she's done this in the past, and she's had success with it. And so, obviously, for COVID, we couldn't do it. So we're hoping to bring it back, and we're hoping there's some people out there that'd like to use their hands and learn how to make something and learn how to sew.
Miss Carol came to the youth group back when I was in it. So
Did she?
yeah,
Nice.
so we all learned how to sew. That was fun.
So you are a Carol Jackson student then?
Apparently,
Do you still sew?
no.
No.
Austin took that up.
Austin sews.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, very cool.
Next summer camp coming up is VBS, Passport to Peace. What do you think the kids will be learning about during that?
I'm really excited about Passport of Peace because it's such a needed thing in our world right now. Is, instead of attacking each other, instead of being snarky and sarcastic with each other, and belittling each other because of our different opinions or whatever, there's just a better way to communicate. It's definitely biblical. And so I'm really excited that we have a VBS that's just targeted on teaching kids how to be great peacemakers in their families and in their schools. So I think it's going to be an amazing week. I'm really excited about it.
That's coming up July 11th to the 15th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., ages 5 through 5th grade.
Yep. And it's kind of filling up. I asked Tiffany, and the registrations are going a little better than they have in the past. So I wouldn't wait to get signed up for VBS.
There'll be a link right down there.
Same with music camp.
Yep, music camp, which is coming up July 25th to the 29th, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., full day for the kids. Grades for that is completed kindergarten through 5th grade. And news from last time. This will be sent out to the congregation via an email blast, but you have to be on our mailing list.
Okay.
So if you're not, just email to the church office that you want to be added to the mailing list, I believe.
Yeah, please do that because that's a big way we communicate.
Yep, you'll get news from every week. You'll get news about what's going on in the church.
Right.
You'll get the electronic bulletin when that comes back. Be added to a prayer list and all that fun stuff.
Right.
So if you want to sign up your kids for that, there will be a link here. And I don't know. We also have a staff change coming up.
Yes, we do.
New
You
staff
mentioned
member.
the fact that we weren't able to put the online bulletin on this Sunday, and we won't be able to do it next Sunday either, because right now we're in between church administrators. That's actually a new name for that position. It used to be called the office manager, but we felt like this person actually does way more than just manage the office. They really are kind of overseeing the administrative functions of the church. And so Artrell left us because of some health issues, and we will miss her. She was great. However, we have somebody that's coming on June 1st. Her name is Dawn Davidson. She is a part of our Oakland Presbyterian Church family. She and her family, Matt, and their kids, their 3 kids. And she is a part of our choir. She's very creative, but she's also really a strong administrator from some of her past experiences. She worked with Disney for a little while. And so we're just glad to have her. I wish she could start sooner, but she's been traveling and needs to kind of get up to speed, and we'll start training her on June 1st. So be patient with us and with her as she negotiates the learning curve and learning how everything works. We may have some functions that aren't quite the way they were before, but our hope is we can get all those going and actually do a little bit more because of her skill set. I'm excited. Dawn's going to be great.
So thanks for your patience and just waiting with us while we're in the transition time in between that.
And an update, if I may, we also are looking for a property manager. We thought we had somebody, and that person ended up declining. They had just retired, and they weren't sure they were ready to take on that much of a job. So keep that in your prayers. We still don't have a property manager after Jim retired at the first of the year. It's very hard to find somebody in this current job market. I'll just say that. It's just very hard to find somebody in this job market to take on a position like that. So administrative committee is looking at it and seeing if we need to tweak that job description a little bit to attract some better candidates. We're really grateful for Don Wingate and Shannon Ellswick, who have been filling in, but we really need to get that position filled.
All right. Thank you all for watching.
Episode 3. Is there going to be a 4? Are we going to do a 4?
I feel like we already teased number 4.
I think we better do a 4. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Hit the like button. It helps out a lot more than you think. How much do you think it helps?
I think it helps a lot.
Okay. I expect you to say not at all. No, we can talk about it. But
Well, no, if they hit the like button and they subscribe, then doesn't that broaden our reach a little bit?
It does
It
exactly
changes
that.
the algorithm. That's why you always hear people saying hit like, comment, and
subscribe. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That'll send you a notification every time we upload.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just kind of schedule-wise, you'll see the full services from Sunday go out 8:30 a.m. on Monday, and the sermon only come out at 9 a.m. on Monday. So you can look forward to that coming up on the channel.
On that.
Well, thank you for joining us. Hope to see you next month.